Lace Howard here with Third Movement. I want to shoot a quick video. I want to talk about the N-word. The other, what was it, about 3 days ago, a player for the Philadelphia Eagles named Riley Cooper was at a concert, at a country music concert, and he was trying to get back to see the country music artists. Now, you know, stars, you know, football stars and music stars, you know, sports stars and music stars, you know, they get together after shows and, you know, just talk to each other after games and after shows. They get in the locker rooms or whatever. Like it was said that Drake got into the Heat locker room after the championship game or whatever. You know, that's what goes on. That's the culture. They kind of intertwine with each other, the music and the sports. Well, I guess the guy was trying to get in to see the country music artist, and the bouncer didn't know who this guy is. He's not much of a star in the NFL, so he's not much of a noticeable guy. So the guy ended up, you know, getting mad, he whatever, and saying that I will kill all you N-words in here, or I'll fight all you N-words in here, or something like that. I don't know. You can go to ESPN and get the correct story. I'm not bringing you that story as the news or whatever. I'm just trying to, you know, use that to segue into the N-word conversation that I want to have with you guys. Facebook family, YouTube family, you know, Twitter family. You know, I really want to, you know, get some you know, some things going, some good conversation going on this. Now, here's the deal. He came and apologized by using the N-word. Now, everybody is upset. Now, of course, we know what just happened with the whole Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman issue, you know. So now the country is kind of like, you know, is walking on eggshells with this whole race thing. But here's my question with the N-word. Now, Trayvon Martin's friend or girlfriend or whatever she was got on Piers Morgan tonight and said that she was growing up with the N-word, the word nigga. It's crazy that we even have to separate it. But the word nigga used as a, you know, just as to a person. You could be a Chinese nigga, or you can be a black nigga, or you can be a white nigga. It was considered as a person. And then also, she was saying that, you know, but white people couldn't use it. Now here's my question. I got 3 issues with the words. I have 3 issues with the words. Well, personally, I don't have any issue with the word. But here's my 3 commonly issues. Number 1, white people say, why come it's a word? Why is it that black people can say the word and not white people? That's one issue we're going to be discussing. The second issue is, why is it okay for black people to say the word? The third issue is, if you're a person and you don't want somebody saying the word, you can do something about it. There's something you can do about it, you know, when a person says that word. So let's get into the first issue. Why white people can't say the word and why black people can. Even though slavery, you know, was about close to 200 years ago, doesn't mean that people are healed. There are black people who still see that word as a evil word. So you can't generalize and say, well, because these younger black people are using it, why can't we use it? It's still a word that really hurts people. You know, and honestly, it's a word that was created to degrade black people. You know, why would you want to do that if you're not racist? Why would you want to use a word to degrade black people? Because, and I know this don't make any sense, but in some sense, a white person using that word, black people still see it as them degrading us. Now, I understand you saying, okay, well, I bought this music album and the rap artist say it. Just because you buy a music album and a rapper that's on the album said doesn't give you the right to say the word. You did not purchase the word, you purchased the album. First of all. Second of all, a person can't sell words, or a person can't sell the meaning of a word. You can't buy an album and say, I bought a black person album, therefore I'm not racist. Or I bought a music album where they use the N-words towards other black people, and I'm not racist. Unfortunately, people still see that, connect that to racism, that word, when a white person use it. Would that ever change? I don't know. You know, like I said, you know, personally, my opinion is, okay, either everyone can use the word or no one can use the word. Personally, that's my opinion on the word. That's just my opinion. But I don't speak for everybody. I don't speak for, you know, all the black people. I only speak for DeLacy. Now, understand that, you know, white people, the reason why we're not comfortable, are black people as general not comfortable for you use that word, just because the meaning that you put on it. Black folks, we believe when we use the word, we're using it with a different meaning. But if you use the word, how do we know what intention do you mean it? Because I've talked to white people, and this trips me out. They say they use the word. They only. I heard a couple white people say they only use the word when they're mad. And like that makes me uncomfortable. Like, okay, I'd rather you use the word, you know, like how black people use it, than to use the word when you're mad. Because that truly shows how you feel about us when you're mad. People say the emotions bring out the truth. They say 3 things tell the truth: true emotions, people who are drunk, and kids. They say those 3 tell the truth. So, I mean, I don't know, I just, for the whole thing, here's the deal. If I was the word, such word as cracker, I wouldn't use that word, because even though I know, you know, some people may use it not in a bad way, still to me that word has a bad notation if I use it towards someone. So I don't feel comfortable using it. So I don't understand how people will feel comfortable wanting to use the N-word. That's just how I personally see it. You know, I'm trying to, you know, clear up why white people can't use it. And I think it's silly for white people to say why we can't use it. I think you know why you can't use it. You can try to say all you want that, you know, well, I don't mean it in that way. You know, it's just not something that, you know, you should. It's not something that you should do. I heard an Italian person say they call each other Guidos or whatever the Italian thing they call them, but they don't like other races calling them that. So I won't call another race that because it has a bad notation. Now, as human beings, we do stupid stuff like take a bad word and call each other that. On the black people, you know, we use that word very selfishly. And I say we because I'm just recently stopped using that. Well, not just recently stopped using that word. I've used that word a bunch. It was strongly in my vocabulary, and as I matured and got older, it got out of my vocabulary. But still, we use that word very, I don't know, very disrespectfully, I guess you would say. We don't think about who it is that, you know, or what it really meant. I understand you want to say we're going to take something from bad to good, but some things just shouldn't. Some things have a you know, I talk about this in a lot of videos. Some things just have a certain place, for it. And that word had a place for it, and that place wasn't pretty. You know, what that word meant wasn't pretty. So I think we really need to stop as a culture, you know, get that word out of here. And a lot of times, a lot of the individuals that understand, you know, they have compassion about the people who went through the black people who went through this, they really don't use the word. You know, so I think we really need to do better about understanding that word and the history of that word. Even if we say nigga versus nigger, I think it still has a bad connotation to it. And I think it's something that we shouldn't really use. Now on to people, like me personally, if I personally try not, I'm always saying, well, I try not to use this word no more. What I do is when I hear somebody use the word and I don't like the way they use it, then I just don't go around them. I just stop, just like a person who has foul language, I just don't go around that. That's not who I want to be around. So if we want to stop that word from being used, first of all, start with yourself, and then stop accepting that word. Stop accepting that word can be used, as a cool, nonchalant word. That's the first thing we need to do. And this whole N word. See, the thing is, in the black culture, there's so much accepted. We accept a lot of stuff, and just say, well, you know what, it's trendy, it's cool, whatever. The rappers are doing it. Some things should not be accepted. Like I said, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of using that word. I grew up in that culture of that word being used. I'm guilty. I'll be the first one to admit, I was wrong. But at the same time, I'm doing better. I understand that word has a bad, meaning. The legacy of that word is not a good word. And no matter how we try to make it be better, it's not going to be better. If that word was going to be better, then why are we getting mad when Riley Cooper using it in a bad way? Because, to be honest with you, Riley Cooper could have said the B word. I will beat all the B words in here. It wouldn't even been a story. It would have been just a drunk football player or whatever. So we give that word power, and to be honest with you, the best way to do that is just to not give that word that power no more. Not, if people want to use that word, not make it cool for them to use that word. Take the power out of that word. But to my white friends, just think about wanting to use that word. As of lately, that word really is taking on a new meaning, and I think we really need to see that. And you got to question whether I want to use that word, especially knowing how some people, feel about that word. Black people that use that word, aimlessly. Let's stop and think about what we're saying. Let's stop and think about what we're calling each other. Listen, like I said, I'm guilty. I remember coming up, every time the elders in our family, when we have family events or whatever, and I'd be like, use the word like, what's up, dog, or what's up, N-word, and all that, they would get on us. They would get on the younger. And I would always, like, it's just words, up until maybe around before the Trayvon trial, I was saying, okay, that word has no power to me because it's just a word. But then I started realizing what the people went through that was called that word, in a bad way. When I realized what that word really was doing, I can't see myself using that word no more. I can't see myself wanting to be a part of that word anymore. And I don't see how, white people saying, trying to justify and say, well, you black people use it, we should be able to use it. Nah, that's not a justification. Because somebody else, what, you want to be a follower? Like, really? Like, we can't think of your own? Come up with a word, that means something else, to use or whatever, Brother, what's up, my brother? The term brother is usually called for black people. What's up, my brother? That could be a term, but why it has to be that? Because of how famous the word we got. I don't know, it's just crazy, I'm just trying to give my opinion on the whole deal and try to get some understanding of the word, of the N-word. This is what I found. This is where my life is taking me. My life is taking me away from that word. Now that I understand the whole power in the word. I was one of those that really didn't believe in giving words power, but I can understand how some words can have power. DeLay Sauer, Third Movement. I'm out.